What's going on, everybody? This is For What It's Worth with your host Hector, and today we have a brand new review. But before we get into the review, I just want to say, if you haven't already, smash that like button, click that lovely red subscribe button. Once you click that lovely red subscribe button, there's a bell. Click that bell, you get a notification every time I post a video. Alright, review time. Alright, so I have a history, again, story time as well, like with The Breakfast Club. This movie was made in 1986. It was made by the same director that made The Breakfast Club, John Hughes, and this movie is called Ferris Bueller's Day Off. Again, spoiler warning as well. If you have not seen this movie, pause the video, go check it out. If you don't personally care, stick around. Alright, let's get right into it. Alright, so Ferris Bueller's Day Off, I was shown at a very young age, like The Breakfast Club, and I really love this movie, especially being 5 years old. It showed me a new type of filmmaking that some people may not like, I personally love, and I think this movie just does it well, especially with Matthew Broderick as Ferris Bueller. I think he has that, like, just acting of charisma, confident, and that's why I like the fourth wall breaking in the movie. If you don't know what fourth wall breaking is,
they bought it. Incredible. One of the worst performances of my career, and they never doubted it for a second.
It's just a character or in a TV show or movie that just personally talks to the viewer or whoever's watching, and it makes it feel like you're in the world or with them or part of the joke that other people can't hear because they're personally talking to you. So Ferris Bueller is a fourth wall breaker. There's some other things I love about this movie. Another thing I'm going to get into, I really loved how this movie knows what it wants to be, especially I said it's fourth wall breaking. But I love how it knows what it wants to be, over the top, but not too over the top where it's like, oh my god, this movie is so terrible. It knows how to keep you entertained. Especially, there's one of the coolest scenes in the movie that, if you've seen the movie, it's one of the most memorable parts of the movie. It's a parade that Ferris gets on top of a float and lip sings like 2 songs. It just shows a kid's fantasy, like not going to school and just being able to do whatever they want. That's basically the whole movie, is a kid that fakes being sick so he doesn't have to go to school.
What's the matter, Ferris? Papa?
And he wants to enjoy his, he wants to make this last day count before he graduates. He also wants to give this day to his best friend Cameron Fry. Cameron Fry is very stressed, uptight, just thinking about some dark things in his mind and all that.
Daddy. You're not dying, you just can't think of anything good to do.
That's like how I said in the last thing, there's trauma when it comes to things. In the Breakfast Club review, I think you can really see in Cameron's lifestyle, yeah, they're a very wealthy, rich family, but with his dad, he's very verbally abusive. He probably stresses him out so much, and Cameron's also stressed about school and being successful. So Ferris is also trying to give him a really amazing day. They also tricked the school on letting Ferris's girlfriend out of school.
Mr. Peterson? I think I owe you an apology, sir.
Well, I should say you do. Well, I think you should be sorry, for Christ's sake.
By tricking the dean, and that's also another character. The dean, Ed Rooney, is like the villain in this movie that really doesn't like Ferris because he's just Ferris Bueller. He's one of those haters that hates Ferris because he can get away with things without consequences, and he's trying to catch Ferris in the act of lying about being sick. Another character that has a character development with Ferris, but also just doesn't like Ferris most of the movie, is his sister, Jeannie Bueller. She hates how he can do whatever he wants with no consequences.
You get to school. Wait, you letting him stay home? I can't believe this. If I was bleeding out my eyes, you guys would make me go to school. This is so unfair.
Jeannie, please don't be upset with me. You have your health. Be thankful.
Oh.
But then she has a character arc where she's also been talked to, and also it's just she finally realizes why should I care what he does? Yeah, I don't like how he gets away with things, but I need to focus and worry about myself. There's also bigger character development, more with Cameron, and a lot of serious moments, but also some comedic moments, but more serious when it comes to Cameron. He's actually one of my favorite characters. I know some people's like, why aren't you wanting to be like Ferris? I think as all of us watching the movie, I think most of us are like Cameron because we're mostly afraid of breaking the rules, breaking their stuff, and it's just how we're taught because you're not supposed to disrespect your family or lie to them, but Ferris does all that, and I know some people would be like, no, I would rather be Ferris. I personally don't think Ferris is like the best character. I think Cameron is because he's the most realistic one, especially his girlfriend Salone. I think she's the most like realistic because when Ferris has that personality, like he likes to jump around, like, oh, I need to do this, but his girlfriend is just like, no, come back to reality and let's solve and do things that like is realistic. She doesn't flat out say that, but you can see that in some of her acting when he asks her like some like weird question out of nowhere.
You want to get married?
Sure. Today?
I'm serious.
I'm not getting married.
Why not?
What do you mean, why not? Think about it.
And you could see like, okay, this kid's kind of crazy, but she like brings him to reality, and so does Cameron. I love how these two friends, girlfriend and friend, like to bring Ferris back to the ground. But again, this is just how I view myself. I think I'm more of like a Cameron Fry when it comes to this movie. I really love the message of this movie that Ferris really puts out there.
Yep. I said it before and I'll say it again. Life moves pretty fast. You don't stop and look around once in a while, you could miss it.
But what I added was, I know we're strictly just taught we need to go to school and work, but some people are just strict to that. Like they don't have a life, they don't have anything. I feel like this movie, Ferris Bueller, really shows that, yes, school and work is important. Some days you just gotta have fun and just live a little, like try a new experience, get out there. You can literally just accomplish anything if you can make it happen. And that's also what Ferris does in the movie is, like I said, he can get anything accomplished because that's just everything works out for him. But you can tell like he doesn't care who stops him. He doesn't want to get busted, of course. No one wants to get busted if you're caught in a lie. But still, he finds loopholes on how to get out of these situations. And Cameron and Salone are always like, Ferris, we shouldn't do this. But he has them branch out instead of being afraid so they can finally enjoy themselves instead of being stressed out. Especially because, again, he's doing this mostly for Cameron. He wants Cameron to not be so stressed and to finally just live a little. And also, Cameron's always sick all the time because of the amount of stress he's always in. And Ferris literally quotes that.
If I had to live in that house, I'd probably pray for disease too.
So, again, the villain in this movie is also Ed Rooney, the dean that does not like Ferris. He really hates him for literally just being the popular kid and doing what he wants. I get like where he's coming from, but also breaking into a student's home to see if they're faking and lying is a little weird. Like I said, this movie likes to just go over the top. But also, I will give props to this movie because, like I said, it's more of a comedy than serious. It knows how to use its music right. But if I also had to give a score from a 1 out of 10 with this movie, I'd probably give it an 8.5, almost a 9. Like, there were some moments I didn't really like in this movie, but that's every movie. You're not going to love 100% through the movie. There were some slow motion shots I didn't understand. Of course, this is the 80s. There's some dialogue that just doesn't work for me. It's just fun to watch, fun to just enjoy. Appreciate for all the love and support on the last video. Thanks for watching.
You're still here? It's over. Go home. Go.